and welcome to episode 1421 of Hard Factor. It is Monday, March 18th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Everything you need to know in 40 minutes or less. But if you need more, go to patreon.com/hardfactor. Today, I've got an update on the presidential race for 2024. Mark, remember that's going on, you know?
Oh, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
People forget because it's boring this time around so far.
Right.
But yeah.
No surprises yet.
No.
What would the surprise be? One of them like dies of old age or something?
That would be the most shocking and likely thing, though. It's like most shocking and unshocking, right?
Right.
That would be that one. And then I do have a little shakeup, though, a little wrinkle. We'll talk about.
I saw. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. And also an important piece on sheep testicles that's going viral right now. And everybody needs to know about it. So
I saw this and I'm very excited for that story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sheep testicles have never been this big on the internet as they are right
literally
now. Yeah.
Literally.
Literally massive sheep testicles. We'll get into it. Before all that, Mark's got a jail story that tops all other jail stories.
You don't want to go to this jail.
Many you don't, but especially this one, right?
Yeah.
And then some instant karma is your other piece you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cops and robbers. They kind of, you'll see. I'm going to talk about a little bit of a cop story and a jail story, and then like a robber story with some karma. Maybe a better way of handling bad guys would be letting karma, once you hear what happens in my first story, take over. Yeah,
love it.
There's only two of us.
Yeah, only two of us today. We're taping a little early on Sunday for Monday's podcast.
Yeah.
Mark's wearing his green because you're going to go out for St. Paddy's Day, right? Happy St. Paddy's Day. Hopefully everybody had a fun St. Paddy's Day.
Hopefully you guys are not as hungover as I'm going to be. Right.
Yeah. So we're taping a little early so Mark can go get some green brews, and also just because it's the weekend, a lot of Wes is off with a wedding. He's got to videotape happy memories for everybody, and be there for them. And then Pat, don't worry, he's not working for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's dealing with some family issues, everybody. So he's just okay. Don't worry. We didn't lose him to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He's still with us. He's just with his family.
That's not the name. That's not the name of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not Texas Chainsaw Massacre : family issues.
Right. No, that's not it.
No,
it wasn't a teaser or anything. That was just the honest truth. Just the truth right there.
They'll be back. But you asked me if I had a good weekend. I'm going to ask you if you had a good weekend. Did you go out to any restaurants?
No. Well, no. I ordered in.
Okay. Yeah. Well, see, that's
sick kids over here. Sick kids. So
there's something about a delicious local restaurant dish that's different than, grocery store made at home food, right? It's the culinary taste that hits different.
It's true.
Yeah. What if I told you that our sponsor, Cook Unity, is the first chef to service delivering locally sourced meals from award-winning chefs right to your door every week, so you can get that culinary experience, and it's cheaper than delivery options. Yeah. How about that?
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Sounds great from Cook Unity. I love it.
I know. I ordered 6 meals from Cook Unity. I just got them a few days ago, and I could not be happier with the whole process, from ordering to the way they arrived at my door to, most importantly, the incredible flavors and taste. Probably my favorite so far is La Mama's roasted chicken pot pie. That's a blurry image. I'm sorry, but you get the idea. That thing is flaky, crust, packed with flavor. La Mama knows what she's doing. One of the best pot pies I've ever had. I'm so excited to try the other meals I ordered. There were over 180 options after I put in my no dietary restrictions, and they all looked great. But you can select from 7 different dietary preferences. Filters include. It's great. You can do vegan, paleo, keto, gluten-free options, and more. You can enter in if you have any food allergies. It's a really easy process. Unlike other meal services, Cook Unity is a chef collective, bringing the best current chef flavors straight to your table. In fact, Cook Unity is the first ever chef-to-consumer platform delivering freshly prepared, pre-selected meals right to your door weekly. Food arrives fresh, never frozen. Some of the best chefs in the country are working for Cook Cookie
Yeah, it's cool. You can pick
Yeah.
from, like, trendy meals and get them
Yeah.
shipped straight to you. It's amazing.
It is. It's packaging is recyclable, compostable, compost. It's great. So experience chef quality meals every week delivered right to your door. Go to cookingnitty.com/hard factor. Enter code hard factor before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's 50% off your first week by using code hard factor or going to cookunity.com/hard factor.
Do it. Hey, this show, before we get going, is also brought to you by Bespoke Post. Okay, make this year your most awesome yet with a box of awesome from Bespoke Post every month. The box of awesome is filled with carefully chosen gear from the best small brands around the world. And let's see what I got this month. Boom! It's an awesome little like outdoor blanket for the wife and kids, just in time. Sorry, I'll get it in frame there for everybody's watching us tape. Just in time, to get back out into the mountains this springtime. It's perfect. It's like a little collapsible outdoor blanket. It's gonna be perfect for the family. Whether you want to drink and eat more awesome, dress and travel more awesome, or explore more awesome, Box of Awesome has you covered this year. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. It's free to join, and they release new items every month across a ton of different categories. When you become a member, you'll also have access to stellar discounts across a plethora of products. We're talking 30% off or more sometimes, and it is a really cool shop that you get access to. Plus, with each box of awesome, you're supporting small business. 90% of everything that comes in your box of awesome is from a small up-and-coming brand. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Get a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment when you sign up at boxofawesome.com. Enter code hard factor at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code hard factor for a free mystery gift with your first monthly shipment. Boxofawesome.com, code hard factor.
Hell yeah. And I see in the private chat, we've got someone, or in the live chat, we've got someone from the UK watching right now. Hell yeah. Chaos in Europe. Not sure
Go,
if he's
Adrian.
talking about partying in St. Patrick's Day, 'cause it's already nighttime for them, or if he's talking about Selection Sunday. Maybe he's a big March Madness guy, so it's also Selection Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, Selection Sunday, Big Sunday. But we're not going to the UK. Let's head to Mississippi and let's meet 26-year-old Michael Christian Green. What do you think he does for a living?
Offensive guard for like the Arena League football.
He does protect. It's a good guess. He's jacked, bald guy. He does protect, but it's not for a quarterback. It's for the citizens of Mississippi, because he is a cop. Classic cop look, right? Not all cops look like MCG, but there are a lot of jacked, bald cops, right?
Yeah. For sure. He looks like the guys in The Longest Yard, another football reference.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Now, do you think Michael Christian Green is nice to people he arrests that aren't the most cooperative, or mean to them?
I'd imagine he puts on that scene from The Longest Yard, the new one, where Stone Cold is playing the guitar to Mississippi Queen, and then Stone Cold's like, "This is how the white man plays guitar," and then that's probably like what he plays to his.
He's like the real life Stone Cold Steve Austin from The Longest Yard. Well,
That's how he taunts people. Right.
Yeah. He bullies the absolute shit out of them. Most cops, look, most cops are great dudes and ladies, but there are a few Michael Christian Greens out there that seemingly get into the game just to mistreat people, as you'll hear. Like, for example, this past December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas, and I'd like to point out that MCG has a huge cross tattoo on one forearm and the word blessed on the other, and his middle name is friggin' Christian. So you'd think he'd be a little bit happier during this time of the year. It's like his
he's
Super
blessed.
Bowl.
He should count his blessings. He should be thankful.
Yeah, December 23rd. Yeah.
By the way, real quick, Adrian Davies in the comments was saying the farmers have risen up. Yeah, all kinds of stuff in Europe. Yeah, they're winning. They're shutting shit down, right? The farmers getting the chemicals back that they need to grow their plants and whatnot. I don't know. You tell us, Adrian. We don't. It's not on this episode, but we'd love to cover it.
We need farmers. That's awesome.
We do.
Well, yeah, I hope they get what they want. Well, it wasn't because on December 23rd, it wasn't a happy time for him, because when he arrested a gentleman by the name of BE, which is all they're giving us, and guess what BE was doing? A little BE in a store. Not sure if he broke and entered, but he entered and was causing a disturbance. So the cops got called, and MCG hauled his ass to jail. And while in his cell, BE told Michael Christian Green he needed to pee. He's like, "Bro, like, this is a long process. I already was drunk. I already had to pee before you arrested me, right? I've been there. you got to do the fingerprinting and the whole, changing of outfits and the whole thing. And then by the time you're done, you're like, I already had to pee. I got to go pee. And this cell didn't have a bathroom,
Right.
unfortunately. Right.
Right. For sure. And yeah, as you said, you're already drunk.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's tough to hold it together in that situation. And MCG is probably just sitting there taunting you the whole time, like, you're worse than my kids.
Exactly.
Am I on a road trip with my kids?
Yeah. Are we there yet? No. Yeah. I mean, that's probably the worst thing about getting arrested when you're drunk is the having to pee the entire time. I can tell you from experience. So he even knocked on the door a few times, the cell, and was like, yo, MCG, I really have to pee. I'm not like, I'm not kidding. I have to go pee. But he was totally ignored. So he went to the back corner of his cell and he peed in the cell. That was, at least he didn't pee on the door or anything like that, or his pants. He like went to the corner, like in that Seinfeld episode in the garage, and he just kind of peed in the corner.
Right. Yeah, it's the best you can do when all you've got is a concrete cell. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that sure as shit got MCG's attention. He was no longer ignoring BE. And in fact, he went right up to BE and said, you're fixing to go in there and you're going to lick that piss up. Do you understand me?
Wow. It's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear instructions. He then escorted him back to his cell and said, get on the ground and suck it up.
What a psycho. And he's just watching him slurp it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Suck
He
it.
did. Yeah.
Was he like rubbing his belly button while he was watching this guy suck his own piss off the floor? Or what was he doing? Did he film it?
He certainly filmed it, Will.
Oh,
He certainly
yeah.
filmed it because he's gonna jerk off to it later. Like, look what I made this Latino do. So BE, he did suck it up, but he gagged multiple times as it was floor urine he was sucking up. And every time he gagged, MCG said, don't you dare spit it out, boy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
Urine is bad to begin with, but once it's been on a dirty jail floor and it gets colder, it gets even grosser somehow. It's like, yeah. I'd rather know if urine's hot, at least it's fresh, right? When it's sitting there on the cold concrete, yeah.
It wasn't like out of a Gatorade bottle. He was licking it off the dirty concrete.
Ooh,
tough. Cool. It's tough.
It's a tough punishment.
He's filming it. He's telling him not to spit it out. He's the man, right? No, he's not. He's not.
Was he like high-fiving the other guards? Look at it. Look at it. Look at him do it.
I think this was a MCG only production.
Yeah, he had to be alone, right? Yeah.
I'm sure he showed the boys later what he did at the bar.
They're like, hey, you shouldn't have shown me that tape, MCG. You can get in trouble for that.
Yeah, that's too far.
Delete it, bro.
It's kind of cool, but it's a little bit way too far too. So he got busted because they had cameras all around the place, and probably one of the cops. I don't know what happened, but he got caught. Maybe the guy who licked it up told on him too, and he was forced to resign 4 days after the incident.
Yeah.
And he just pled guilty this past week, to being a total piece of shit human being, which will, at his sentencing on May 24th, get him up to a year in jail, where I'm sure people will be asking him to lick up his own urine daily if he gets sent in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you can't be great to be a prison guard who made people lick up their own piss. Or was he a cop that was just watching the cells? Like, what
I think he was the cop that brought him in.
Okay.
And then maybe it's a small jail, or it's like he was doing the
right.
process.
He wasn't either way.
He was a patrol officer. He wasn't like a corrections officer. So
everybody's going to know what you did, right?
Yeah. He's fine. And look, again, most cops are awesome. I get it. And some criminals are fucking annoying and not always the best people. But don't make them lick up their own urine, you idiot.
No, that's the bridge too far.
That's too far. Yeah. That's too far, MCG. So he's
it would have been funnier if he had just told him to piss in his own mouth and then just left it at that. Yeah. And then just gave him shit while he cleaned up the urine. That would have been a lot funnier.
Or if he was like, wipe it up with your butt. Suck it up with your butt.
Yeah, exactly. And then just mopped around him. Yeah. Look what you made me do.
just make him clean it up with like a towel.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. Right?
Yeah. Right. Anyways, what you should do with criminals is let karma take care of them. Maybe not force them to drink their own urine, which is exactly what happened at a Buddhist temple in the Chonburi province in Thailand. I think I have a picture of this is a stock photo of a beautiful Buddhist temple in Thailand. Look at that.
Very beautiful. It's pristine, man. The hedge trimming on that. Those things
Ornate.
are like
incredible.
perfect rectangles.
Would love to go check one out. Not maybe the one I'm about to talk about, where a 49-year-old man named EK allegedly smoked some meth with a monk, which doesn't sound very monk-like.
But imagine being on meth at that temple. What an experience. So, I mean, you could see where the temptation exists.
Well, they probably should have done like shrooms, right?
Any drug at a Buddhist temple is probably going to be pretty sweet, right?
It's going to be better. Yeah. Yeah. It's cool
like
setting.
Hitting the gong or whatever, you know.
It's a cool setting to do drugs for sure. But I don't think meth and monks are supposed to be.
You're probably not supposed to.
Yeah.
But some of the monks, I mean, come on. It's a global epidemic, everybody. You know, turns out, not fun fact. I won't say fun fact, but I was reading about Hitler, because nothing about Hitler is fun, right?
Fun fact about Hitler.
But his drug regimen apparently was just off the charts. The guy was just on every kind of meth, cocaine in aerosol form a lot, right? And then he also took meth and then sedatives and hormones. And the interesting thing was that like all the Nazis apparently were just meth out of their minds. Like it was just a big meth culture, Nazi culture.
It's real blitzkrieg on their noses when they were doing the cocaine.
Their
senses. But after they did a little bit of meth, this Ek and this monk, it was just the two of them. The monk was still very monk-like, even on meth. He was pretty chill, unlike Ek, who started to kind of lose it in the temple. It was described as a meth-fueled rampage.
Well, could you imagine how well you could hold your meth if you're a trained monk? I mean,
it's almost like he didn't take it.
Mind over matter, right? He's just a really energized monk at that point. Like there's nothing.
Straight to nirvana,
right?
Just floating 1 trillion miles an hour outside of his body to nirvana.
But the meth dealer, he should have got him out of the temple before smoking with him.
Yeah, he should have said, "Thanks for the meth act. Can you leave?"
And Mark, this is why you can't always leave it to karma, right? Because there's Buddhist monks out there, and they're going to trust somebody to the point of letting them smoke meth inside the temple the first time they meet him. So.
That was a mistake, but karma does rear its ugly head in this case pretty soon. So he's on this meth-fueled rampage now, and he starts just smashing holy statues. He even attacked his drug buddy, the monk, with fluorescent tubes, like out of like Jackass, or when they're in the back of a 40-year-old virgin. He's got like those lights and just smashing lights on this monk. Trying to stab him and stuff. So the monk's like, "What the fuck?" And he like tries to run away. He's trying to calm back down, then he's trying to run away. Ek didn't like that, so he locked all the doors and windows in the temple's main hall and started smashing everything in sight, just pushing over statues, smashing fluorescent lights that probably shouldn't have been in there. The whole nine. Police even showed up because it was such a scene, and they waited outside for Ek to tire himself out. They're like listening to smashing. It's like popcorn in a bag, like in the microwave. Right. You wait for the popping to decrease before.
Or like a child who's in timeout, just waiting for the tantrum to end.
Let him work it out. Yeah. So they were letting him do the tantrum, like, and then they were like, "All right, once he like calms down a little bit, we're gonna go in there and presumably arrest him." But they didn't, or make him lick up his own urine. I don't know what they were gonna do, but they didn't have to, thank God. And all of a sudden, it went from rampage noises to eerie silence, and that's because Ek decided to scale the largest statue for his coup de grace in the temple. It's going to be his final act, and he wanted to destroy that largest temple. He started to vandalize it, but he slipped and fell on a different, smaller, pointier, calmier Buddha statue, which impaled him to death, killing him on the spot. He fell into a statue of Buddha and died.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like a movie ending.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, he was like Hans Gruber, and then he like fell into into a statue of karma.
Right, it's like an Indiana Jones crossover with a Die Hard.
Yeah,
and Ek is the bad guy. I guess John McClane in this situation is the monk who is unaffected by the meth.
Yeah. Welcome to the party, pal. So killed by a Buddha statue after beating up a monk and destroying the temple. What the hell was he thinking? I don't know what he was thinking. He was on meth.
Well, Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they got in a fight. Before you said the cops were there when he fell on the statue, I was gonna wonder, did the monk just get sick of Eck, and just like maybe, oh, he fell off
Pushed him.
to the statue.
Yeah, maybe when he was falling, he like moved the Buddha statue into his path.
It sounds like Eck was a real handful. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you invite this meth dealer over to your Buddhist sanctuary, you smoke a little meth with them over in the bushes, right? And you're
Yeah.
like, all right, I think we're done here, right? You go back to the city or whatever, and I'm gonna go be high on meth as a monk over here. And then all of a sudden he won't leave, and now he's smashing up the entire temple. I mean,
I could not imagine how MCG would have dealt with Eck, but I would have liked to seen it.
he would not have waited for karma. That's
if
for
he's
sure.
pissing off monks, MCG would have lost his mind on him.
This is a holy site, Eck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a place of God.
Now, so that guy died, Eck died, and the monk whose name is Best admitted he was on his worst behavior and did take the meth with Eck. And he's since been exiled or whatever. He's no longer a monk. He's got kicked out of the monkhood. Because you can't smoke meth and be a monk. It's in the rules. And you shouldn't attack people and vandalize statues of Buddha unless you want some real bad karma coming for that ass. Those
That's
are
true.
some simple rules of life.
Simple. Yeah,
but I'll tell you what.
Should have just played along. Yeah.
Should have just left. Should have just enjoyed his meth outdoors, outside the temple.
Yeah, stay in the sanctuary. Just watch it, take in the beautiful scenery.
I've got a sponsor today. Today's show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and they could help people like Eck, MCG, and Best the Monk. I know we don't have a lot of extra time, but if I had an extra hour every day, I'd probably, I don't know. There's too many things I'd want to do, like go for a walk, read a book, play a video game, you name it. It would be nice. A lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time. The question is, time for what? If time was unlimited, how would you use it? The best way to squeeze that special thing into your schedule is to know what's important to you and make it a priority. And therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. Therapy is helpful for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. The subjects in the stories, like I just did, I said, could have used some therapy. Everyone can. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/hardfactor today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/hardfactor.
Yeah, I've used BetterHelp before. It is amazing. Definitely give it a try. Today's episode is also brought to you by another good investment in yourself, your future. How about gold? Solid gold. Ever heard of that, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
People
That's gold. That's gold, Jerry.
Yeah. That's right. Few investments make a better long-term hedge against inflation, depression, and economic downturns than precious metals like gold and silver. Plan for the inevitable and protect your retirement savings with a gold-backed IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Noble Gold Investments is the gold IRA company that Americans trust. The founders of Noble Gold have more than 20 years of combined experience in buying gold and silver. They have secured more than $1 billion in precious metals for their clients. That's a pretty good haul there. The government can always print more cash, but what they haven't figured out yet how to do, since they haven't gotten to that giant asteroid out there that's full of gold, is they haven't figured out how to print more gold yet. So this product is a great way to diversify your savings beyond just dollars, cryptos, and stocks. Gold spikes in value constantly, and you can take advantage of that by either getting the gold-backed IRA I mentioned, or just having Noble Gold shipped straight to your house. Get the straight-up gold in your hands from Noble Gold. Yeah.
You're going to want it.
Yeah, it's pretty solid gold, that is. Invest in something you can hold. Go to noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor to get started. Don't wait. That's noblegoldinvestments.com/hardfactor.
Nice.
All right. Well, done with the business for the day. Let's move on to the last segment here. And I'm going to tell you guys about this man in Montana who's obsessed with sheep testicles. Because it's very important. But first, there's some other big updates we need to mention, like the presidential race and whatnot. Also, Adrian Davies in the UK got back to us. The farmers have risen up. they're trying to shut the farmers down, and they ain't having none of it. Farmers just rising up.
Can't shut farmers down.
Fuck no, you can't.
Yeah.
Just they're gonna keep growing shit no matter what. So take that. The people, you know?
Yeah.
Who the fuck they are, take that. The farmers are standing up.
Dummies.
So can't shut them down. It's impossible. We're gonna keep growing foods. Okay. First big update, literally massive in size, gigantic. The first ever map of the heart of the Milky Way Galaxy has been released by scientists at NASA and Villanova University.
What are we looking at? The heart of the Milky Way Galaxy?
That's the heart of the Milky Way Galaxy, a map of it. And Mark, what do you describe what you think it looks like?
It looks like a painting. Like a painting that's expensive and one of those stupid paintings.
Right. Yeah. It took 4 years of mapping all the latest space images to make this alleged map that looks like a glowing slug at night painted by Claude Monet on shrooms.
Exactly.
Right? So,
that's yeah.
But it is a pretty cool picture, at least. It looks like a high-end painting, as Mark said. But that's the heart of the Milky Way Galaxy, allegedly.
Okay.
A map. So
we're gonna learn anything, or we just know what it looks like now?
What's the map of the heart of the galaxy, Mark? So I don't know what else you could really
start.
Ask for NASA.
Yeah, right.
Besides this picture of the neon slug.
You're welcome. Did they say you're well? Is the caption "You're welcome"?
The caption was, "We spent $500 billion," or however. I don't know how much they spent on it, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
that's an expensive picture. Also, over in federal government land with NASA, the U.S. presidential election of 2024 is raging on at a geriatric pace, with Biden and Trump locking up their respective party nominations. No surprise there. It's done. Over with. Boom. Trump Biden 2.0. How do you feel, Mark?
I've come to terms with it. So let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, what do you I don't know what you want me to say. Cool. What's one of those guys? Cool.
Let's go get a drink. Election 2024. But independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is making some moves as expected regarding his Veep announcement, vice president announcement that's coming up in Oakland on March 26th. Everybody's saying it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, going to be Aaron Rodgers, going to be Aaron Rodgers. But according to Mediaite and U Stadium, just in, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is expected to name Nicole Shanahan, no relation to Kyle, a California-based attorney and entrepreneur, once married to Google co-founder Sergey Brin, as his running mate for his independent bid for the presidency. Relax, Jets fans.
Bringing back the relax. Couple of football puns in that. Could have just announced her.
That was the U Stadium tweet about it. I liked it. I thought that was great. Thanks for whoever sent that in the Discord server. Also, Nicole Shanahan, good pick, right? Just on the optics there, you can see why Sergey Brin.
Well, yeah, Sergey Brin allegedly doesn't bang uglies, Will.
Yeah. So
he's a multi-billionaire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
she's a looker.
She's rubbing shoulders with all the right people. And now she's allegedly going to be RFK's vice president candidate, announced on March 26th in Oakland. Taking it to the internet, I really love this reply from Inconsistently Consistent. They say, "Man, oh man, Aaron Rodgers just can't beat a Shanahan."
Got him.
So, yeah. Is that true? I don't know his record against Shanahan's, but
yeah. That's when you have to and then you have to.
It sounds true.
You take it at face value and laugh, or you have to look it up. And who wants to do that? Yeah,
it is right. I think it is true. Anyways, fantastic comment. All right,
they're missing the angle of her being hot. They need to lay off the Rodgers thing, which was, never going to happen.
Right.
Focus on her being a hottie. That
I was so confused. Exactly. The focus of this is that
Brin got in.
Nicole Shanahan, we all know you now, and you're welcome to come on the pod anytime and tell us about your policies. So
that's right.
Let's say the invite is extended.
It's extended, all right.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. It's extended as far as we can extend it.
Yeah.
The invite. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, also, how is Aaron Rodgers going to campaign during the season. I didn't
He would have had
understand
to.
that.
He would have had to retire if that was a.
Right. That's and so like he's obviously not retiring. So I was like,
And
well,
they would
how?
have lost. They would have lost New York because New York would not have been happy of him playing one snap and then getting injured and then
Right.
retiring to be running for VP in an unsuccessful campaign and stuff like it. He would have really. They wouldn't have won New York for sure.
That was the weirdest part of that rumor
Probably
was
would have
that
won Wisconsin though.
it hinged on Rodgers retiring,
Yeah.
which nobody seemed to be discussing as the reality. They're just like, oh, he's going to be the VP, but it's like, yeah, but he would have to retire.
Right.
And it didn't make much sense.
Who was the other guy they said was up there?
Jesse the Body Ventura. And
Yeah,
then
Jesse
Jesse the Body
Ventura.
came out and said he had never been contacted at all. So
Interesting.
yeah. Big if true, right? Jesse the Body and Aaron Rodgers. Okay, now on to the cream of the crop story of the day, in my opinion. There's a guy in Montana who is obsessed with sheep testicles, big ones. And I want to thank Big Ounce in the Hard Factor Discord and the Reddit community in general for not letting this story die over the weekend, because I saw it last week. I wanted to tell everybody about it on Friday, but we just didn't have time. And it's about an 80-year-old man in Montana, as I've been saying, he's been arrested and he's pled guilty for harvesting sheep testicles from all over the globe, the biggest, juiciest sheep testicles he could find all over the earth, and then using them to create genetically enhanced super sheep in America.
This guy was looking for the biggest nuts in the world on sheep. Like he was just like, he's like, that's a pair.
Yeah.
And then what did he do? Then how did he get those?
In his mouth, he would start salivating, Mark, and then he would say, "Hey, can you cut those off for me and send them to me?"
Is that what he did, or did he try to buy these sheep and then stud them out? And he just
no, he was getting just the nuts from these guys.
Whoa.
So check it out. It's Arthur Jack Schubarth of Vaughan, Montana.
He had a house full of sheep nuts.
Oh yeah, he's got jars on jars of sheep nuts.
Can you imagine going over to his house you didn't know, and you like walk into a room, you're like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill me. This guy's got giant testicles of some animal.
To be fair to Schubarth, you're going to Jack Schubarth's place for the sheep testicles. Like this is his thing, and I think yeah. As we get into it, you'll see he's just doing it like he's the love of the game. He loves sheep testicles. Okay, so again, that's Arthur Jack Schubarth of Vaughan, Montana, and he pled guilty last Tuesday to 2 felony wildlife charges: conspiracy to violate the Lacey Act and substantively violating the Lacey Act, according to the DOJ. And I guess that's about you can't clone animals and modify them genetically without consent. Blah blah blah.
Can't do anything he was doing. Look, this is my favorite pair. Look at the size of these nuts.
Yeah. I mean, how could I not
put your hand next to it?
You don't want to further this gift into the world? Look at these testicles. So each count that Schubarth faces carries a maximum penalty of 5 years in prison or $250,000 fine and 3 years of supervised release. He's scheduled to be sentenced July 11th in U.S. District Court for the District of Montana.
Oh, please,
and I
please publicize that. Can we watch that trial?
Oh, I hope so. The sentencing.
God,
I hope so.
I want to hear all the details about the case. I want to hear.
Well, you won't hear him. What we've got is from like the press release from the court, right? But the thing is that you won't hear him because he pled guilty, right? So it's like there wasn't really much of a trial, right? He's going to be sentenced, and I, for one, hope that they go light on him in the end, because you tell me though, Mark, if you agree. So here's the crimes that Schubarth, Arthur Jack Schubarth committed. Schubarth and at least 5 other individuals used genetic material from the testicles of the world's largest wild sheep species that they harvested from Kyrgyzstan into the United States in 2023. And we're talking about Central Asia's Marco Polo Argali sheep. Okay.
Big nutted sheep.
Huge nuts, huge horns. Most importantly, Mark, 5 feet wide horns, 300 pounds. The males, the rams of that species. Yeah.
That's a lot of testosterone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Ram nuts, big 5 foot wide horns. Yeah. So he harvested those nuts from Kyrgyzstan in 2013. And then they use cloning and artificial insemination to create hybrids along with U.S. native Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep. Okay. That's our biggest sheep. And he's talking trophy size only that he's using. These sheep also get up to about 300 pounds. So
So he was trying to create a new species that's even bigger with bigger nuts.
yeah, so he's taken this sheep right here, the beautiful Rocky Mountain bighorn,
That's
a
a good
big
looking animal.
trophy ram, and he's crossing it with the biggest horned sheep in the world, this Marco
To get
Polo.
this,
Yep, exactly, to get the Randy Marsh with
yeah,
with his nuts in the in the
wheelbarrow.
in the carrier.
Yeah,
My words are gone.
wheelbarrow. Yeah,
Wheelbarrow.
yeah,
That's the one.
yeah.
Sorry, sick kids, like I said. They're killing me. Anyway, so both these breeds of sheep get up to 300 pounds, right? And he did this. He did this all to create.
Where's the crime? Will? I'm not hearing
That's
it.
what I'm asking, Mark. He did this
I'm
all.
not hearing any crime. Did he kill these? No. Did he kill?
No,
any
he
of the sheep?
harvested them, and
Okay.
and then he artificially inseminated, like used like splicing
He was
technology,
going to give
whatever.
the world an even bigger bald sheep. They should be giving him a goddamn medal, like a Nobel
Award.
Prize.
Yeah,
Award.
Nobel Prize. You're right.
Yeah.
So he did this all, Mark, to create right here the Montana Mountain King sheep, and that's a Montana Mountain King sheep. And this Montana Mountain King has been seeding sheep all over the U.S. since then, in Minnesota, Texas, and elsewhere. And basically, this dude, he just put the U.S. ranched sheep population on genetic steroids.
Yeah.
And I guess that's illegal for some reason.
You know, this is one of the cases of like the snobby science community snubbing their nose at someone that's actually doing something out there. And they're
Yeah,
like,
he's getting results.
yeah, they're like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's not classically trained. He's a moron, and we're going to screw him over. Meanwhile, he was actually going to do something pretty damn important.
Dude, he was doing amazing. If you imagine if you're into Rams, dude, this guy's like the fucking king of the Ram world. Like, he was creating the biggest, most badass Rams on planet Earth. Like,
you need to further his work, not throw him in jail.
Yeah, no, it's pretty sweet. Like, I mean, I'm sure they're jealous, right? Some scientists are jealous of his results here.
I mean, I know zoos are controversial, right? Because maybe they mistreat animals. They should be in the wild, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. I get that. I love animals. No one loves animals more than me. But if I had to go to a zoo, I want to see the biggest balls possible. Or like, you know, like out in the wild, biggest balls
Imagine
possible.
seeing one of these
big ball zoo.
Montana Mountain Kings. It's like a brand new thing just from America. It's bad. It's like Jurassic Park. Anyway, Jack is the owner of Sun River Enterprises LLC, also known as Schubarth Ranch. And that's a 215-acre, what he calls alternative livestock ranch, where he, is obsessed with sheep testicles and makes genetically freakish sheep. And he told the AP when they called him to ask about, the case, and he was just relaxing, cooling out on his ranch because he's just like a relaxed, chill dude who just loves sheep testicles. And he said, man, I would love to talk about it, these sheep testicles, but I can't do it right now. And that's what he told the AP.
I could talk your ear off about sheep nuts. I mean,
I know every nook and cranny of a sheep testicle.
This guy's been talking sheep nuts for decades.
Yeah, it's his favorite thing, dude. He's the love of the game. So his attorney, Jason Holden, did not immediately respond to telephone messages seeking comment. But rest assured, despite Jack pleading guilty to the fact that he did violate the Lacey Act or whatever it is, he didn't know, but he did it, okay? He's clearly just in it for the love of the game, the sheep testicle game. And so I say take it easy on him. He's just dream chasing. He wanted to create the biggest ram on planet Earth, and he basically did it.
Once this all boils over, which it will, because they have absolutely nothing on this dude, I'd like to extend the offer for him to come on the show and talk sheep testicles as well.
More than anybody else we've talked about today. I'd like to talk to Arthur Jack Schubarth. Yeah.
The big episode.
Huge. Yeah. Also Nicole Shanahan, though. We'd love to have you as well.
Yes.
But yeah, that's it for Hard Factor. We will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, if you need more Hard Factor, go to patreon.com/Hard Factor. Bonus episodes, 3 a week extra on top of the daily news pod. Most importantly, get out there and have yourselves a great fucking day.